Well, that crucial BJP huddle on alliance with the Shiv Sena is beginning in New Delhi as we speak. The CEC meet, remember, was delayed by an hour and is scheduled to begin now at 6 p.m. The second most powerful body in the Bharatiya Janata Party, the Central Election Committee meeting, will be attended by Prime Minister Narendra Modi himself, and we can expect the BJP to get back to the Shiv Sena with a concrete proposal. What's clear, however, so far is that the BJP is unwilling to budge. Now, despite the bipole debacle and an increasingly aggressive Uddhav Thackeray when it comes to the Chief Minister's post, the BJP is unwilling to settle for anything less than 50% of the seat share.
300 पेक्षा जास्त जागा तुमच्याकडे होत्या. तुम्ही मिशन 272 केलं. आम्ही कुठे काही म्हटलं नाही, कारण सरकार पाहिजे कोणाचंही. आम्ही सगळे, तुम्ही काय आम्ही काय, सगळे मिळून सरकार आणूया. देवाच्या दयेने तेही साध्य झालं. आज मजबूत सरकार तिकडे बसलेलं आहे. एवढं मजबूत आहे की आपल्या मित्रपक्षाची त्यांना गरजच नाही. असू दे, चांगलं राज्य करा, सत्ता आणा, तेवढ्यासाठी तर आम्ही मरतोय, मेहनत करतोय.
Well, those are visuals that we are getting to you from 11 Ashoka Road. The BJP CEC meeting is all set to begin shortly. Deputy Editor Brijesh Pandey is joining me live from the national capital. Brijesh, the crucial CEC meet to be chaired by none other than Prime Minister Narendra Modi. This is make or break for the 25-year-old Saffron Alliance.
Well, it looks like, yes, because the Shiv Sena has already made its final, what it called a final offer to the BJP by giving them 119 seats, and that final offer has been rejected by the BJP in an immediately held press conference. So now the ball is squarely in both BJP and Shiv Sena's court, and the BJP will take a final decision as to what is the threshold of the limit, what kind of seat is the lowest which they can go to, and they can't go down any further. And in this meeting, one more crucial decision will be taken as to who will also interact with Shiv Sena leadership.
Right.
Because the party is saying that, you know, I mean, the fact that Aditya Thackeray and others who are interacting with BJP has also had the party see red, the Saffron party see red. So all these crucial decisions, because, you know, all the party bigwigs, all the members who are also formed the parliamentary board, which is the highest board of the BJP, will also be held after the CEC. And one very crucial thing, which is that the election is less than 26 days away or 27 days away, and the party has also come to face with the fact that, you know, very soon they will have to come out with the list if they want to make any significant dent in NCP.
That list will have to be decided. That list will have to be decided very soon, because even the smaller regional allies of the BJP and the Shiv Sena have now given them an ultimatum. Brijesh, just before I let you go, I'd just like to ask you one more very crucial question. The Sena has always been perhaps the more aggressive ally. Is magnanimity the only way forward for the BJP? Is that something they're considering at all at this point in time?
Well, I think magnanimity has no place in politics.
Okay.
The Shiv Sena, it always is to who is more powerful at the given time. Right now, I mean, when Shiv Sena had Bala Saheb Thackeray and the BJP was still a fledgling party in Maharashtra, the power always lied in the side of the Shiv Sena.
Right.
But after the demise of Bala Saheb Thackeray and a resurgent Bharatiya Janata Party scoring a historic win in the Lok Sabha, they have the power on their side, and there is no way they would want to cede away its newfound power to Shiv Sena.
Well, absolutely. The newfound power is something that the BJP is not willing to part ways with. Brijesh, stay on with us at this point in time. I'm also joined live by the political editor of the Business Standard, Aditi Mehta, live with us in the studio at this point in time is also Shehzad Poonawalla. Thanks so much for speaking to Headlines today and joining us on this broadcast. Aditi, I'd like to come to you first. At this point in time, it appears that neither the BJP nor the Shiv Sena are willing to blink first. So it really is, a question of very aggressive posturing, given the fact that it's a 15-year anti-incumbency between the Congress and the NCP. Now, it's just perhaps a matter of time before one of them blinks first. Do you think magnanimity is what the BJP needs to show?
Well, I don't know if it's magnanimity. We have to see it historically.
Right.
The Shiv Sena is the BJP's oldest ally, and the alliance was cemented together between between Pramod Mahajan and Balasaheb Thackeray. So they have gone through thick and thin, and if I may venture to say, sick and sin as well.
Absolutely.
So they have gone through a lot together, and I think it would be there will be saner voices which will say, look, let's accept the lower end of the stick, let's accept the thinner end of the wedge, but let's keep the alliance intact. Because there will be others ready to step into the breach if we don't keep our end of the bargain up. I think NCP is watching the situation with beady eyes.
Right.
So we are waiting to see how that's going to pan out. Although in the past Sharad Pawar has said that he will never join up with BJP and has been quite trenchantly critical of the BJP. It's a party which calls itself the Nationalist Congress Party,
right,
but has very little to do with the Congress.
Absolutely. Shahzad, I'd like to bring you in, at this point in time, political posturing is what we're seeing, but the marriage won't break because the BJP and the Shiv Sena won't play so easily into the hands of the Congress and NCP.
Well, since you've removed the analogy of marriages, I don't think Modi has a track record of keeping them together, but that's on a lighter note. But I do suspect that after spending 25 years, Indian marriages often go through these highs and lows, and then the prospect of, and let me clarify, prospect of winning may actually make them continue. But I would like to reiterate again that BJP shouldn't ask for more than what it deserves. It should be a little more practical about its situation in Maharashtra. Amit Shah is very practical. There is no Modi wave in Maharashtra. But if, however, Brajesh is right, the aspect that they're trying to do is what late Pramod Mahajan said, that the day Bal Thackeray passes away, usurp the Shiv Sena's legacy. If that is their political game plan, then I guess they would continue to try and bully the Shiv Sena despite being the younger brother.
Well, will they continue to bully the Shiv Sena, or will they actually give in? That, of course, remains to be seen. The BJP CEC and Parliamentary Board will take a final call on saving that 25-year-old Grand Saffron Alliance in the state of Maharashtra. The BJP has rejected what the Shiv Sena chief Uddhav Thackeray called his final offer to the 25-year-old alliance. Now, even as the state BJP leaders were meeting Amit Shah at the party office in Delhi, Uddhav Thackeray sought to put pressure on the party, but offered a new arrangement. The BJP was obviously not impressed with Uddhav Thackeray's final offer. They addressed a news conference and put the ball back in the Shiv Sena's court, saying that their demand for seat redistribution was prompted by the fact that the BJP has a higher strike rate and that there were certain seats which the Shiv Sena had in fact failed to win for the last 25 years.
भारतीय जनता पार्टी शिवसेना की युति ये बहुत पुरानी है, 25 सालों की है, और वो आगे चलनी चाहिए, ऐसे भाजपा की मानसिकता है। और युति अगर टिकानी है तो कोई अंतिम प्रस्ताव नहीं होता है, जब तक टिके तब तक चर्चा चलती रहती है। और विशेषकर ऐसा प्रस्ताव मैं मानता हूं कि इतने सालों की हमारी सहयोगिता है, तो ऐसे प्रस्ताव चैनल्स के द्वारा, न्यूज़ के द्वारा न आते हुए हम आपस में लगातार पिछले कुछ दिनों से मिल रहे हैं, बातचीत कर रहे हैं, और इसलिए इस विषय में मिलकर हम स्वाभाविकता चर्चा करेंगे।
जो प्रस्ताव है उसमें हम लोग खुश नहीं है। अभी आपने बताया, तो जो प्रस्ताव है खुश रहने का कोई सवाल ही नहीं आता, क्योंकि 119 सीटें हम लड़ते ही आए हैं, उसमें नया क्या है। जो विनोद जी ने बताया कि कल देवेंद्र जी से उनकी मुलाकात हुई 135 सीट के लिए, जो 135 में भी कौन सी सीट आपको बताया कि जो कभी चुन के ही नहीं आई, इसके लिए उनको प्रस्ताव रखा था। और हो सके तो 130 भी चल जाएगी, ऐसी बात नहीं है। पर उन्होंने तो आज जो प्रस्ताव टीवी पे, और मैं समझता हूँ कि टीवी पे ऐसे प्रस्ताव ना आते, सामने हमने बैठे तो प्रस्ताव में सामने हमने चर्चा हो सकती है।
Well, sources have in fact revealed that the Shiv Sena may not agree to shed ground on its latest offer to the BJP. Uddhav Thackeray has reportedly told Sena leaders that there is no way that he can come down from 151 seats. The Sena chief has now effectively put the ball back in the BJP's court. The Sena chief has also said that the emergency huddle, that its list of candidates is ready. Uddhav Thackeray earlier called an emergency meeting. Top Shiv Sena leaders were summoned to Matoshri. He had summoned district chiefs, leaders, deputy leaders, district in charges. All of those people, in fact, descended at Matoshri. The meeting was called after the BJP called Uddhav Thackeray's final offer for seats as impractical. The last effort by Uddhav Thackeray included a seat-sharing formula which gives the BJP 119 seats. The Shiv Sena keeps 151 seats and 18 seats have been earmarked to the four smaller allies of the two parties. The latest offer, seen as the last one, came by the Sena, came with an ultimatum for the BJP to treat it as the last chance to save the alliance.
An all-important meeting is going on in Matoshri at this point of time. Senior Shiv Sena leader, the district chiefs, the deputy leaders and all district in charge are present at Matoshri, and Uddhav Thackeray has gone into huddle with his party workers. But outside Matoshri, several Shiv Sena workers eagerly waiting what happens, whether the alliance will stay intact or the Shiv Sena will snap ties. There is an Adesh always in Shiv Sena which the Shiv Sainik have always followed to the T. Shiv Sainiks are waiting what time the Adesh this time is going to be. I have certain Shiv Sainiks with me. Let us ask what they feel about it. क्या लगता है आपको, जिस तरह से गठबंधन टूटने की कगार पर है, जिस तरह से शिवसेना को दबाया जा रहा है, उद्धव ठाकरे ने दो टूक कह दिया कि 119 के ऊपर एक सीट नहीं मिलेगा, बतौर कार्यकर्ता आपको क्या लगता है?
शिवसेना डरने वाली नहीं है. अगर आदेश दिया है, उद्धव साहब ने आज आदेश दिया तो हम इकट्ठा लड़ने को भी तैयार है. उद्धव साहब का तो कहना है कि गठबंधन तो होना मांगता है, उसके लिए तो उद्धव साहब 4-5 दिन उसके लोगों के साथ मीटिंग कर रहे हैं, लेकिन वो उधर से क्लू नहीं मिल रहा है. बीजेपी लोग क्लू नहीं दे रहे. और ये जो उद्धव साहब जो बोलता है महाराष्ट्र में सब टोटल जनता के लिए बात करता है कि चलो भाई हम दोनों साथ में रहेगा तो एक अच्छा सरकार अपन देंगे और राष्ट्रवादी और कांग्रेस को मिटा देंगे, ऐसा उनका है. आज रंग शारदा में उद्धव साहब ने बहुत बड़ा ऐलान किया है, वो बोलेगा तो युति होना मांगता है, ऐसा उनको भी कहना है.
लेकिन कार्यकर्ता तैयार है, अगर गठबंधन टूटता है कि भाजपा के बिना लड़ सकते हैं आप?
देखिए अभी आपने कहा बीजेपी तुम्हारे उद्धव साहब को दबाने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं. मैं पहले ये खुलासा करना चाहता हूँ कि ये झूठ है. हम बाला साहब ठाकरे के शिव सैनिक है, हमको बाला साहब ठाकरे के लड़ने को सिखाए, रोने के लिए नहीं है. आज जो रंग शारदा में हमारे उद्धव साहब ने हमको जो कहा है, उन्होंने कहा कि बहुत दुख जताया कि हमको युति तोड़ने का नहीं है, फिर भी ऐसी परिस्थिति बीजेपी वाले ने लाया है. फिर भी हमारे उद्धव साहब 10 पीछे हटे और 119 जगह उनको दिए, यानी कि 18 सीटों का घाटा हम खा रहे. किसके लिए? महाराष्ट्र के जनता का सुजलाम करना. ये जो राष्ट्रवादी कांग्रेस की दलबदरी गवर्नमेंट बैठी है जनता के सिर पर, वो निकाल के एक बाला साहब के ख्वाब में का सरकार देने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं. हमारे साहब का आदेश है 188 मिशन फतेह करेंगे, बोलते करने ही वाले हम शिव सैनिक करके दिखाएंगे. लेकिन भाजपा
All right, an enthused Shiv Sena cadre there waiting for the Adesh of Uddhav Thackeray. Ejaz Ilmi of the BJP is also joining me live at this point in time. Ejaz, you just heard the Shiv Sena cadre there, all ready to fight alone on the 288 seats. What it really appears to be at this point in time is that, you know, post Gopinath Munde's demise, there has been a vacuum in the political landscape of Maharashtra, especially when it comes down to the BJP. Your ally is unwilling to blink, will you?
You know, we can lose our leaders, there can be a vacuum of leadership, but politics never works in isolation. You've seen the candor and you've seen the vigor with workers on both sides. Let me tell you one thing, in politics there's no deadline. A deadline keeps on getting extended because both the parties are committed to try and have an alliance based on mutual ideological conversion, which we have, and also on mutual respect based on the ground realities of Maharashtra today.
But absolutely, you know, the other point that I'd like to raise to you at this point in time is that, you know, when Uddhav Thackeray entered the fray for Chief Minister's post, when he in fact staked claim to the Chief Minister's post, the BJP was caught a bit off guard because you're very used to the Shiv Sena playing kingmaker.
You know, it is a new situation.
All
it
right.
is a new situation in the background
Ejaz
of the last
Ilmi, hold
elections.
that thought. Those are live visuals. I'd just like to alert our viewers at this point in time. Those are live visuals we're getting to you from the BJP headquarters at 11 Ashoka Road. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has in fact reached, that is his security cavalcade on your screens at this point in time. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will himself be chairing the Central Election Commission committee meeting that is likely to be held at this point in time. He is being greeted there on your screens by senior BJP leader Amit Shah, BJP President Amit Shah. Rajnath Singh is also present at this meeting. It is the top brass of the BJP along with Prime Minister Narendra Modi that will really be deciding the fate of that Grand Saffron Alliance with the Shiv Sena, which has gone on for the last 25 years now. So that's a small live alert. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has in fact reached 11 Ashoka Road. He was greeted at the doorstep by Amit Shah, and the CEC meeting will be chaired by none other than the Prime Minister, and that meeting has in fact begun. Right, Ejaz, sorry to have interrupted you there. We were talking about the fact that the BJP is actually not used to the Shiv Sena staking claim to the Chief Minister's post, because the Thakres have more often than not always played kingmaker.
But this alliance is 25 years old. We've had a government once which was led by Shiv Sena earlier. So the fact is, we know this alliance has stood the test of time. There is ideological conversion. We fought 5 Lok Sabha elections and 6 assembly elections together. It's very apparent that each political party has its own aspirations, and the workers want to expand themselves into new areas. But there are strengths and weaknesses on both sides, and the idea is to have an alliance to give good governance. Then the Mahayuti must carry on and be established. If there's a little bit of give and take, I'm sure the senior leaders on both sides will understand that fighting this election together.
Well, how little that give and take will be is of course something that remains to be seen. Aditi, I'd like to bring you in at this point in time. The fact of the matter really is that the Thakres have always played kingmaker, and Uddhav Thackeray obviously understands the political landscape. After Gopinath Munde's demise, there really hasn't been, a single leader in the BJP who's been able to fill his shoes.
Well, it's true. I mean, Gopinath Munde was a player, but I think Nitin Gadkari was also a player, and
right.
There is a degree of tension between the two about who should be the principal negotiator and how decisions should be taken. But that's all in the past now. In the absence of Balasaheb Thackeray on one side and Pramod Mahajan on the other, these were the two giants in the BJP and the Shiv Sena. And the fact that 15-year long anti-incumbency is weighing heavily against the present government, both sides feel that they have the upper hand.
Well, absolutely, and both sides at this point in time also want to leverage that anti-incumbency in a certain sense to get a larger share of the pie. I'd like to go across to my colleague Kamlesh Sutar, who's joining me live from Mumbai. Kamlesh, we saw you speaking to a very enthused Shiv Sena cadre. They're ready to go it alone, fight all the 288 seats, but the fact of the matter is that the Shiv Sena at this point in time would not want to break ties with the BJP and present that advantage on a platter to the Congress and the NCP.
Even the Congress and NCP are bickering over seat sharing. Even they are undecided about the alliance. Both the allies, the Congress, NCP on one hand, the Shiv Sena, BJP on the other hand, are closely watching the development in their respective team. But this point of time, Shiv Sena workers are really charged, are really enthused. They are just waiting for the word from Uddhav Thackeray, and they say they are willing to go alone. They have worked with the BJP in the Lok Sabha elections. They have worked day in and day out to make Narendra Modi the Prime Minister. That is what their thought is. But now they expect that since the Shiv Sena has done its job in the Lok Sabha elections, it's now turn of the BJP to pay back. But in case the way Uddhav Thackeray has given the formula of 151 seats and 190 to the BJP, Shiv Sainiks, the cadre on ground, feel that BJP should accept the formula. The alliance needs to fight together to throw the Congress and NCP government out of Maharashtra. But if the BJP doesn't listen, the Shiv Sena cadre here completely enthused, completely ready to go it alone.
Well, the Shiv Sena cadre, they're completely ready to go it alone. I'd also like to bring in Ejaz Ilmi at this point in time. It appears that the BJP is emboldened by the Lok Sabha elections, understood, but completely undeterred. All right, I beg your pardon. Those are visuals, live visuals at this point in time that we're getting to you from inside the Central Election Committee meeting that is currently underway at 11 Ashoka Road, the BJP headquarters in the national capital. Prime Minister Narendra Modi, BJP President Amit Shah, Home Minister Rajnath Singh and all senior dignitaries of the BJP present at that crucial Central Election Committee meeting. That was just a live alert for the benefit of our viewers. Those are live visuals we're getting to you on your screens at this point in time from 11 Ashoka Road. Dr. Ilmi, I was asking you that it appears that the BJP obviously emboldened by the victory in the Lok Sabha, but completely undeterred by the drubbing in the by-polls. Does the BJP really believe that it can go it alone on the 288 seats? Because the fact of the matter is that the BJP actually rose in Maharashtra on the back of the Shiv Sena.
You know, no party in Maharashtra can afford to contest all the seats. That's why alliances have been the forte for the last 25 years, whether it's the NCP and the Congress or whether it's the BJP and the Shiv Sena. It's very apparent that it's the alliance politics that has worked in Maharashtra for a very, very long time. And nobody would like to break this alliance. But the fact is, there has to be a sense of mutual accommodation. And I'm sure the senior leadership on both sides, there will be a give and take. And because if this alliance does break, what could be an outstanding victory and a resounding defeat for the Congress NCP would become a multipolar contest where the outcome would be totally unknown. But ultimately, in a democracy, in a political firmament, one has to go ahead, keeping own strengths in mind. And the BJP understands the importance of allies, which is why keeping the RPI and the Swabhiman Paksha party and Rajesh Shetty's party, it's very important to have accretion of players to get a good government, to have diverse opinion within the government and be an inclusive government. The idea is to keep the alliance going, but it has to be on a basis of mutual respect. And I'm sure the senior leadership is working towards it.
All right, the BJP, they're claiming that the central leadership will definitely work towards keeping that alliance together because nobody at this point in time is in a position to go it alone. I'd like to bring in Deputy Editor Brijesh Pandey at this point in time. You know, Brijesh, you've been speaking to your sources within the BJP. Whichever party at this point in time concedes ground is going to be looked at as the weaker alliance. Is the BJP then at this point in time willing to sort of give in to the demands of the Shiv Sena to salvage the situation?
Well, not at all. As of now, all the leaders we have spoken to, they are saying that, you know, I mean, most of these talks, they happen off camera. They don't happen via media. And the statement which was being issued by Shiv Sena, Uddhav Thackeray, that, you know, this is the last offer which we can offer to BJP, and it's up to them whether they take it or leave it, has not gone down well with the leadership of the BJP. And you know, for the BJP, it is a now or never kind of a situation. You know, they are a resurgent party. They know that Shiv Sena is not the war horse. It used to be at the time of Bala Sahab Thackeray. Several senior leaders of Shiv Sena have either left the party or have been sidelined by Uddhav Thackeray. So they know the exact strength of Shiv Sena, and they feel that given the chance, and if they get an even 130 seats to fight elections in, they have a fair chance to convert those seats into MLAs and stake a claim for the post of Chief Ministership.
Well, it is really about staking a claim for the post of Chief Ministership. I'd like to bring in Shehzad Poonawalla at this point in time. You know, the larger share you have in, in the pie, the larger your stake at the Chief Minister's chair. Now, at this point in time, the BJP doesn't really have, like I've been saying, that single stalwart leader who they can project. So, Uddhav Thackeray clearly trying to leverage that situation. Exactly.
And again, since you've used the analogy of the pie, I think both parties are trying to share the cake before it's been baked. So, and since Ijaz has said something that no BJP leader has even said, that there will be give and take. The Shiv Sena is saying there's no giving after 151. So whom is he taking from is a question that I want to pose to him, A. And B, I don't think, despite him being a media man, he reads the Samna very seriously, because in the Samna it's been written that Modi wave is over.
All right, so how this situation is going to be salvaged, who is going to actually concede a share in the pie is obviously the big question that remains to be answered. And like I've been saying, will it be pragmatism over political upmanship? Well, it is likely to be so. The BJP there coming on the show and saying that it is going to be a little bit of give and take, but who will blink first really is the very big question. A big thank you to all my guests and reporters for joining me on this broadcast. I'm afraid I'm completely out of time.